I can tell you now that nearly everybody in Europe only cares about one thing. And they're tired of their nations changing demographically. This is the truth. It's not about legal migration, illegal migration. I'm brown. I'm half black, half white. So this isn't a racist point of view. I'm just telling you that everybody, whether they're black, white, brown, whatever, is concerned with the fact that their nation no longer looks like the nation they remember, that people don't speak the language that they used to speak, that their culture is falling apart, and that they're losing themselves into this primordial, this new world order global soup of various colors and brown. And they're very concerned about that. People of all nationalities, all races, and that is the thing which we can't seem to ever truly get to the bottom of. We talk about migration, illegal migration, and legal migration, all these different things. That's all actually by the by. Whether they turn up legally, illegally, etc. Of course, illegally is much worse, of course. But primarily, people in Europe are offended by and deeply concerned by the fact that England always looked like England for a very long time, and everyone spoke one language, and it was England, and now it's not. And once it's changed, it can never go back. And we're not allowed to talk about that. In fact, we're psyoped into saying that that's a good thing, and you're not allowed to be concerned about it. I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. I'm just telling you what everybody is upset with. Now, America is actually a different scenario, because America is a brand new country that was formed multiculturally. But Cyprus, you're Cypriot, I believe. Cyprus had Cypriot people, and you looked a certain way, and you spoke a certain language, and you did certain things, and you had certain holidays, and certain customs, certain cultures, and you ate certain food. That was Cyprus. And now that's changing. And every single country is changing. You go to Hamburg, you don't see Germans. It's not Germany anymore. And people are very upset and concerned about that. And for some reason, no matter how you say it, you can't get the Europeans who are in charge, supposedly, in the council, to give a shit. We are being replaced. Native Europeans, which I'm not one of, by the way, I'm American. Native Europeans are being replaced. And once the replacement is complete, it will never be reversed. And everybody wants to know why that's being done.
So you are not saying it's good or bad?
Personally, well, I have my personal views.
So first, for now, you describe the situation. By the way, this is the question that you did ask me, and we are doing a research now in the European Parliament. You affected also the Europe.
Well, thank you.
Because you are the most liked comment. But everyone was upset when I announced it, because this is what you get when you have democracy. Andrew Tate always win because he has the biggest audience.
No, it's because most people agree with me. I mean, I super respect you for being so open, and I respect you for taking on my question. Absolute respect to you. But the research you're doing is about illegal migration. That's not the concern. The concern is...
Come on, I cannot ask the question that you asked me.
Of course, but this is my point.
The question that you asked me is why the native Europeans are replaced by third world. Yeah. How you can ask this to the European Parliament and for them to do a research?
Well, I understand.
So I need them to change.
You did your best. I understand you, sir. I understand you, sir. I'm just saying that most people's concern isn't the fact that they're going broke. Most people's concern in Europe, if the European people want to listen, hello, members of European Parliament, if you're watching this and you're upset by everything I've said so far, please listen to me. People's concern is that whether they are Dutch, whether they are German, whether they are Belgian, whether they are French, whether they're Italian or English, it doesn't matter. When they walk outside of their house, they're afraid because of crime. The streets are dirty, and they're surrounded by people who don't speak the same language, who don't think the same way. And they are remembering their childhood, and they feel sad and angry that their countries are being destroyed all around them and are going to look completely different in 100 years from now. You couple a failing birth rate amongst native Europeans, along with the insane birth rate of people who come from the third world, you're talking about an absolute replacement of European population in less than 100 years. Europe in 100 years will not look anything like Europe of old. It won't.
We are going to lose 50 million population in the next 30, 40 years.
Unless we import people from God knows where, which is my exact point. Europe won't be Europe anymore if all the Europeans are gone. And we're not allowed to talk about this or discuss it. Now, the solutions are varying. I'm not saying there's a solution. I'm not offering a solution. The solutions will be hard. Some are radical and insane and should never be imported. Some are just documenting the problem. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I'm telling you what everyone wants to talk about. Nobody even really cares that their bills are going up in comparison to this one central issue that nobody will ever discuss, ever. When you fix that, You'd be amazed how much you can fix by extension of that. You'd be amazed how crime will be fixed. You'd be amazed how society will
Fix
repair.
that, you mean make the people okay with it, or remove the problem?
Well, that's a good question. No, that's a good question because, no, you say make people okay with it. That is the current attempt because what you're trying to do is build a homogenous society. And America does this better than Europe. And America says it doesn't matter who you are, what skin color you are, because we're all Americans and we unify behind the flag. America was built that way. So you can build a homogenous society with all these different races, all these different
Also,
cultures,
they
etc.
speak the same language. It's very important. This
Very
is one
important.
underlooked thing. That's why we cannot do stuff as European. We cannot be understood. We cannot have the same problems. We don't feel Europeans because we don't have mostly the same language. We have 27 different languages. So yeah, it's...
Well, you're saying making them okay with it. That's the current attempt. We have to build a homogenous society one way or another.
But every country needs to do it by itself.
Well, you need to have a society where people like one another. So you either convince everyone that changing the population is a good thing.
Love is very important.
Perfect.
Forgiveness and love.
Oh, absolutely. That's what a society should be, right? So either you convince everybody that they want to live among people which are nothing like them, or you allow people to live among people who are like them. I don't know what the answer is.
But it's very,
and I'm being careful how I answer because I'm already going to catch a Europol war and everyone understands exactly what I'm saying.
To summarize this point, it's very interesting. So it's a very good question.